YouTube? It is your favorite gamer here, Above Average Cody, coming at you with a full controller setup video. That is right, guys, the highly requested controller setup video. We're going to dive into everything I like to run for a controller here when I'm playing Halo Infinite or whatever game on stream. We're going to go over the true hardware and what I like to actually hold in my hands for a controller, and then we're going to dive into the Xbox accessories app here, and I'm going to show you guys my paddle setup, how the sticks are run, all that good stuff. And guys, it is really nothing crazy, but it took me a really long time to find what is comfortable in a controller for me. So what I run for a controller currently is an Xbox Elite Series 2 controller, and I do run the 4 paddles on it. So I did start with an Xbox Elite Series 1. I loved it. It lasted me like 3 years. It was really the first controller I truly loved playing with, and I upgraded to the Elite 2 within the last year or so, and so it's still a pretty new controller. Now, hardware-wise, guys, I do run 4 paddles. I run all 4 paddles, which we're going to get into the setup in the second half of the video here. I did have to adjust to hold the controller differently, but once you get comfortable with it, or once I got comfortable with it, I absolutely love the 4 paddles. As you can see, I'm having trouble showing it to you guys because I do run wired connection. I do not deal with charging the controller because obviously you can't just change batteries on the Elite 2. So I always run wired. If you have an option to run wired, guys, this is the way to go. Changing batteries, charging it, thing of the past. Just play wired. You never, ever have to worry about it. And I'm sure you guys noticed my control freaks. I've talked about them many a times. I run double control freak on default sticks. So default height sticks, completely normal, and then the only changes are the attached control freaks. I run a regular height concave Galaxy one on the Move thumbstick, and then I run a raised concave Galaxy on the Move thumbstick, guys. So I'm kind of turning it like that so you guys can see the difference in elevation. And I think that's pretty much it for hardware. Trigger stops, I run halfway down. So on the Elite 2, you can put them all the way off, in between, or all the way on. I run them in between because honestly, I think it's a comfortable balance and it doesn't really limit me on anything like shooting wise. It doesn't screw me up with the plasma pistol not charging in Halo and things like that. And I run the generic D-pad, just the generic like 4-prong D-pad, whatever you want to call it, not that big circular one. But that's pretty much it for hardware. I don't think I missed anything, guys. So that is my Xbox Elite Series 2 hardware setup. Now we'll get into the software side of things, guys. We're here in the Xbox accessories app. So honestly, if you're on PC, just search it up. Xbox accessories app is what it's called. You can also get that on your Xbox. That's how you map your paddles, change your sticks, your triggers, everything of that nature. And guys, nothing too crazy here. That's why I wanted to do the hardware side of it first. Mainly just my paddle setup, I guess, is kind of weird depending on what a lot of people like to run. Now, obviously, 4 paddles, as I mentioned. You'll see A and B on the right side in my right hand, X and Y in my left hand. So I don't use ping. I don't use anything weird on my paddles. I literally mapped the ABXY down here to the 4 paddles because the purpose of that is so that I never, ever, ever have to take my right thumb off the look thumbstick. So I am doing all of my sliding, my jumping, my reloading, on the paddles on the back of the controller, basically. And that's what I wanted to do before I even got a paddle controller, and that is what I did once I got a paddle controller. So my I'm kind of going to show you guys in the corner here. So my right middle finger is my A button, so I use that to jump, obviously, and then B, which is my right ring finger, is my slide. So I'm never like jumping and crouching or sliding at the same time, really. Like, I'm never gonna have to press those 2 at the same exact time. So I put them both on my right hand, which was kind of weird to get used to because obviously your right hand is doing all the aiming with the right stick, and then it's doing now the jumping and the sliding. But obviously, guys, as most of you probably are, I'm a righty, so my right hand just gets those like precise movements, those very important movements, the jumping, the looking around, and then the sliding. It gets those movements down very good, so that's why I run the AB on my right hand. Now on my left hand, left middle finger, I run X, which is my reload button, and then my left ring finger, I put Y, which is just my switch weapon. Much less intricate movements, movements you are not doing quite as often. So I have my left hand pick up the slack on that because my left fingers, guys, especially when it's cold in my room and I'm gaming, my left fingers just aren't as well versed with pressing those little paddle buttons down here. So that's what I run for my paddle setup, guys. I know a lot of people like to run 2 paddles. A lot of people like to run no paddles. A lot of people will do 1 paddle and play claw. But personally, guys, I just like running the 4 paddles. I never, ever, ever touch these except for like a rare situation, or if I'm playing like a single player game or something, I'll reach up and touch those just because like muscle memory. But other than that, I do everything ABXY wise with my paddle setup, and I run this across every single game. You'll see this one's called COD. That's what I named it 4 years ago when I first got an Elite controller, guys. Have not ever changed it ever. This is what I run in every first person shooter, every game in general. That's the paddle setup I run. Now, my sticks on the controller, I think if I go into edit here and go to left stick, I do run assignment primary. I've never changed that. I do run sensitivity curve instant. I feel like this curve makes it react much faster. So if you do this little movement here, you will see that when I am moving it, you can actually see while I'm moving the stick what it's actually doing. So basically, that white line is how far you've actually pushed the stick, and then that blue circle is how far it's registering your stick, basically. And the reason I run this, guys, is strafing in Halo Infinite. Being the left stick, the move thumbstick, guys, this makes the stick react faster. So when you're strafing, you can just hit that max strafe speed that much faster. Doesn't make a gigantic difference. I really don't think so. But ever since I did this, mixed with high max input on my strafe, I really, really like it. And obviously in like COD, it doesn't really matter that much. But obviously I'd rather have this stick register my move as quickly as possible. So I do keep this on instant. My calculation is radial. I've heard some people, it's behind my webcam so you guys can't see it. I really struggled to find a good place to put the webcam for this video. But a lot of people say to run true diagonals. I've never tried it. I just run radial. So if you guys are setting up an Xbox Elite, I just left it on the default, which is radial. And curve adjustment, I've never changed that. I don't really get into that. I just changed it to instant on the sensitivity curve, and I really liked it, so I left it there. The right stick, guys, I've been gaming on Xbox controllers for probably my entire gaming life, and I do not want to screw with my right stick. I leave it default. A lot of people say they like to run aggressive, smooth, but personally, the aim stick being such an intricate movement mechanic, I prefer to just leave it on what I've played with on my default Xbox controllers, on my Elite 1, and now on my Elite 2. Everything is default here. I have never changed anything. If I change any settings for the right stick, I do it in the game that I am playing. Triggers, guys, I have not changed anything with the triggers. I only use the trigger stops. I really don't want to do anything that's going to, like, make the controller feel like weird, and for the same reason I leave my right stick default is the same reason I don't mess with my triggers. I like the idea of trigger stops in the hardware where it literally stops the trigger from going down. As long as everything works in game, I like that feature, but I really don't like shortening the throw of the triggers because I don't want to mess something up to the point where I have to be going in and playing with software all the time. Vibration, guys, I run vibration completely off. I understand a lot of people like it. Personally, I do not like it. I wish I could get this controller with the vibrators taken out because it makes the controller a lot lighter. And this one, even though it's lighter than the Elite 1, it is still a pretty heavy controller. And color, guys, I actually just changed this today for this video because I forgot they added that you could change the color. I made it blue because I like the color blue. I wanted to do purple to match the Control Freaks, but the purples really don't look that good on the actual controller, so I just did blue. But guys, that's pretty much everything, I think. Everything is mapped perfectly normal. I do not have anything changed. I would be truly scared to change anything in regards to this, but everything should be default, like I said. But I think the main thing you guys are interested in is my paddle setup, and then my move stick setup, and then my hardware, which I think we covered everything, guys. If I missed something, let me know in a comment. I'll obviously reply to your comment and answer any questions that you have. But that pretty much does it, guys. That is my controller setup. That is what I am running every day on stream for Halo Ranked, for Call of Duty, whatever we play. I run the same setup for every single game, like I said, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Nothing too crazy. But that does it, guys. Subscribe to the channel. We have been grinding Halo relentlessly. With the new update, we're grinding the Onyx for rank, guys, and I want to try to compete next year, so we're working really hard. But sometimes we play COD and other things like that, so hit that subscribe button, guys. Leave a like on the video, please. It helps out so much. Maybe some people want to find this video and learn about paddles and how to use the Xbox Accessories app, so leave a like on it so more people can find it. Comment below any questions, guys. Other than that, channel membership, super thanks if you feel like supporting monetarily. It helps out ever so much, but please do not feel like you have to. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the support lately. It has been crazy, but stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.